loud prediction stream that we do together. And of course, welcome to everybody. Of course, welcome to Jordan Press Wrestling TV. And of course, with the people up here, of course, you can see them up here. They're on top right here. Wrestling Gap, of course, my best people.
Woo.
Best. Yes.
Hello, everybody.
All right, we are live also for Wrestling Gap. We appreciate everybody. Make sure you're subscribing to Joe the Best Wrestling TV.
Yeah. Subscribing. Everybody should be subscribing. Okay.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. These guys are the greatest. Greatest streamers that I've ever met in my life. They are awesome. You need to subscribe, guys. Subscribe.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh, Joe.
Do that.
Oh. Joe the Best Wrestling TV is a god.
That's
All
right.
right.
Okay, did you guys decide what...
No, we didn't really decide an order. We were debating on whether Roman Reigns and Cesaro was going to start the show or end it.
Oh, that's a good question.
And I'm going to bet heavily that it's going to end it. So.
All right, for all those people out there that are joining us today, we are doing the WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view that's going to happen this Sunday. We're going to look at the match card that's on there, and we will go over everybody that is involved and give our predictions. Joe will give his predictions. And everybody out there, give us your predictions if you're in the chat with us. And also, if you catch us later, comment on the videos and put your predictions at those comments. Let's see. We have one change on that Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, the Intercontinental Championship match is going to be a four-way.
That we need to put in there. And so I don't forget for myself. Okay. Anybody have any, what you want to go over first?
I wanted to read the matches real quick because one of these is probably going to be put on the pre-show. And by looking at it, it's either going to be the Intercontinental Championship, the Lumberjack match, or the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match.
Right.
What do you think, Joe? Who do you think's...
Sorry.
Who do you think,
I didn't get that.
Who do you think's going to be on the pre-show? Do you think it'll be the... I guess it could be the United States Championship match, too. Sheamus, Humberto Carrillo. Do you think it'll be Apollo, Big E, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Damian Priest, The Miz? That's what I'm banking on.
That's going to be the Lumberjack
Damian
match.
Priest and The Miz on the pre-show.
So basically, yeah. I think The Miz and Damian Priest, that will be on the kickoff, if I'm not wrong. I think they will be given on the kickoff show. But Sheamus and Humberto, I don't think they will be on the kickoff. I don't think so. It's a title.
That's what I was just
they'll rather put The Miz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over that one first then.
All right, so the first match we're going to go over is Damian Priest versus The Miz, and this is a Lumberjack match. That was a stipulation that Damian Priest decided to do because The Miz runs away all the time, so he wanted to make sure he could never, ever leave without getting beat.
Beat down. Yeah, you know, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, I would have thought that Damian would have picked, like, a steel cage. Because if you don't want somebody to leave, wouldn't you want to put them in a fence?
Right.
You don't, like, if you let your dog outside, you don't just send a whole, like, 15, 20 people on the outside of your fence line and say, keep the dogs in the house.
I don't want that many people at my house. Just kidding. Anyways, Joe, so what do you think? What's your prediction on this one?
My prediction on this match, definitely, I don't think The Miz will win. Because right now, Damian Priest is getting all the momentum. He's getting all the hype. And, yeah, I think they're building up Damian Priest. So I think Damian Priest is going to beat the hell out of The Miz. Even though I'm a big fan of The Miz. But definitely, Damian Priest is going to take a victory on this one. I'm going to go with Damian.
I'm also going to go with Damian Priest. I don't see The Miz winning this in any shape, fashion, or form. Just, I mean, hypothetically, they could cheat and have Miz come out on top with a skull-crushing finale. But it's kind of hard to cheat in a Lumberjack match.
Right.
So I'm going with Damian also.
Because it's predictable that he'll win because...
Yeah, but Damian's been winning every week. So sometimes that switches. But
yeah, that's not going to happen.
So
They're using Miz as like some weird And not that Miz isn't good at it. He is good at putting other wrestlers over and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I just hate the whole storyline they have with him, Damian, that stupid Bad Bunny guy. It's dumb, but I'm going to say it's probably going to be Damian also.
All right, 3 Damians on that one.
Not that I really want him to win, because I feel that he's a jackass. But,
all right, how are they going to start the show? The Raw Women's Championship?
We're going to ask Joe what his people think in his chat first.
Forgot about the peep. Look at me.
Say hi to your peeps and tell us what they think.
We got people in the building. Yeah, we got people in the building. Let me give them a little bit of shout out. Kevin Bauer, shout out to you. Sophia, shout out to you. Javen, shout out to you, man. Renee Ruff, shout out to you. Gooey Games, man. Thank you for the layout right there. The layouts look great. Shout out to Gooey Games in the building. Soft Like a Scene, shout out to you. Of course, Chopa, hey, shout out to you. Ryan right there. Hey, Ryan, shout out to you. Your boy, hey, your boy in the building. How you doing? And of course, I see those are. Oh, and also we have the Anti-Seth in the building. How you doing, Anti-Seth? Anti-Seth, man, it's crazy. So, reading the comments of people, of course, not quite a lot of people have spoken or said their prediction already. But looking at that match, of course, between The Miz and Damian Priest, Javen says Miz is going to lose so hard. Who else? Renee Ruff also says, you know what, Damian Priest is going to get the win. Let me see. Ryan says he's not a fan of Damian Priest. So what does that mean? He means that he's going to go with The Miz for the win. And also I can see another comment. What? I don't know. Shout out to you. Yes, I think, and also Javen says Miz gonna hop out of the arena. There you go. I think I'm down on my side.
Remember his #1 hit, Hey Hey Hop Hop.
Oh, jeez. All right, you're such a weirdo. All right, so we have Walter in our chat with us, and we have Ravi out there. YBD's with us today. And it looks like those are the only 3 that are talking. Let's see what their predictions. Does anybody have any predictions for this particular one we're talking about? And no.
So nobody's predicting this one. People are scared of this one. They're staying away from it.
I guess. I have no idea. Nobody in our chat is like, we don't give a rat's patootie about that shit. We're not going for that. We're talking about Roman and Bayley and Cesaro and Charlotte. Booby, talking about old Bobby Lashley. It's what we got talking in our stuff. Which one do you want to do next, Ben?
I just say we will go with the women's Raw Women's Championship.
All right, so let's go with the Raw Women's Championship. This is between Rhea Ripley, your champion, versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Joe, what are your biggest thoughts on this?
Wow, this is a tough one because, you know, Ric Flair is actually, you know, right now controlling the show as usual, trying to tell Vince McMahon, you gotta give my daughter that championship title. You gotta give my daughter the championship title. So, I don't know, man. It's difficult. Charlotte Flair might take the victory. As far as we hate it all, no one likes Charlotte Flair, but definitely, maybe she will get the title. But I'm going to stay with Rhea Ripley. I'm going to stick with Rhea Ripley. She's going to retain. So, yes.
Joe, you seriously think that Ric Flair is in the back telling Vince how to do his job?
Yo, first of all, Ric Flair has shares in WWE.
I'm sure he does.
He's one of the...
Just because your kid's there doesn't mean that, you know... I'm just curious. It's just funny. It's like some creepy conspiracy theory. You're like, the conspiracy theories of wrestling.
You know, Ric Flair has a lot of. I would say Ric Flair is like the Undertaker in WWE. Like Ric Flair is that kind of a guy that can tell Vince what to do, and Vince will follow. Vince will listen. Vince will sit down and listen to Ric Flair because Ric Flair has been in the company. He has done a lot, and yeah, I think those are kind of people that can make Vince McMahon sit and listen. So, yeah.
Well,
you know?
Asuka's lost several times over the last couple of weeks. I do not see her winning. They've basically buried her and put her away to pasture. I'm also going to go with Rhea Ripley, even though Charlotte could definitely win this. I think it's a 60-40 between those two.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I want to go on this one? I'm not sure if they're... I don't know. I feel that if they put it on Charlotte again, it'll just be, I have it for a day and I'm done. Crap. Again.
To push who?
To push nobody.
So
like,
they would
it's
have
like,
no champion?
They'll just put it on Charlotte and then she'll have it for a day and then Rhea will get it back or some shit. I'm just saying, like, it just seems so weird that she was... And I don't... Maybe that was the point. Maybe the point of it is instead of Asuka being the holder of it, they made Rhea the holder of it instead. And that's why they're doing what they're doing with the story. But if they're trying to make Rhea like this badass, like, pusher, then they definitely don't want to take the title off of her because it would be dumb. If they're like, oh, well, we want to see what you're made of and see if people actually liked you being the champion, we're going to put it on Charlotte, who's now a bad guy and has been trying to be a heel this whole time. But Rhea's not really nice either. So how does that work in wrestling world of heel versus heel on who gets the title?
Yeah, Asuka's in there. It's
yeah.
triple threat, so they got the baby face.
But we already know she doesn't count.
Also, Charlotte's a different type. She's like a Randy Orton type. She's going to be a heel even if she's a baby face.
Right, to a certain degree. But there for a while, like, she was, like, major sugary coated,
right.
Like...
This one is hard for me also, and the reason for it being so hard is that Rhea's not very good on the mic. And so I think that'll come back to bite her in the long term. But
right.
Vince might already see that and want to take it off of her sooner than later.
Right.
Because I think she's talked to the mic maybe 3 or 4 times, and all 4 times it was cringe.
Right.
And Vince really does like promos.
I think that if she has, I don't know how she does with Charlotte, because I don't know if I've ever heard her really have altercations with Charlotte, like, talking wise. Like, usually one of them talks, and they come out and beat each other up, and it's done. But with Asuka, you can't really have, like, an altercation promo with her. Like, you can say stuff, but she can't say anything back, because English is her second language.
Right.
So, it doesn't really work that well with her. I definitely don't think Asuka's winning, by the way. Even though out of the 3, Asuka's probably the one I like the most.
Have?
I seriously think that they will... I think they'll keep it on Rhea. And then they'll still play this Rhea-Charlotte crap out for a while.
Right.
And then give it to
And then maybe
Charlotte
wins Money in the Bank or something.
Something. Right. I mean, at some point, we've got to get Becky back, right?
Yeah, she's in really good shape right now, too.
I mean, we've got to get Becky back. So if we're looking for people who are champions, that would be my pick over all of them.
Right, but I'm going to assume that Becky's going to go to SmackDown because they need the female talent on SmackDown.
I guess, but they have...
Yeah, because Vince McMahon knows if Becky Lynch returns and goes to Raw, definitely Charlotte Flair is buried completely. Yeah. Completely.
All right.
True. So that's true. All right, Joe, how about your peeps? What do your peeps say? Sorry it took so long. I'll try to get quicker.
No, it's all good. It's good. That is good. I like that. I can see a comment coming through. Renee Ruff right in the comment section says, rare replay for the title, for the win, of course. Ang VR, right? Is it Angvar? Angvar right there says, rare replay will probably retain for now, and Charlotte Flair might win at SummerSlam. There you go, Ang. Shout out to one time. Ryan right in the comment section says, yeah, Joe is right. Rick begs crying, and of course, win to get the women's title. Okay. Another comment, of course, White Renera says, rare replay to retain. Gooey Games right in the comment section says, rare replay needs some more promo classes. That is true. I gotta agree more. She needs more classes doing her promos, man. Anto right there says, hi. Hey, Anto, how you doing? Let me see. Who else we got? Jonelle Jackson, welcome. Shout out to you. Anto's like, WrestleMania Backlash. Yes. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Awesome.
I think I'm done.
All right, so in our chat, we have Walter saying he's going for Charlotte for the win. Ravi said on that last one about Damian Priest and The Miz, it's not fussed about who wins that match, so he didn't really care. Or maybe it's the women's match, I'm not sure. Anyways, YPD in our chat says Charlotte. Ravi does say Charlotte to win, but no point adding her otherwise. Ravi's like, D, you're right, it's washed letting Charlotte win. And he says Square is dead food. Let's see. We do have Vindicator in our chat. Hey, Vindicator. He came in for just a minute. He's out, but he'll see us tomorrow. All right. Well, thanks for stepping in for a second, Vindicator, and telling us a big fat hello. Enjoy your Saturday. Okay. So that's about it for our chat. Nobody else popping in saying anything. Which one do you want to do next?
Bottom.
Okay. All right, so let's go over the United States Championship. This is Sheamus, your champion, versus Humberto Carrillo. So the last time we saw them, they fought, but Humberto Carrillo had kind of a weird mishap. So he almost looked like he was injured or hurt really bad. But I guess he is cleared for wrestling, and he is just fine. All right, and we've seen them a few times fighting, and it's kind of nice to see Humberto back. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really like Humberto. So, all right, Joe. What's your thoughts on this one?
It's great. I love it. I'm a big fan also of Humberto. I like Humberto. I like the way he's changed. I like his beard, the way he's grown his beards. Make him look like a badass right now and, ready to take it all. But I don't think they will give him the title tomorrow night. They won't give him any title, to be honest. I don't think he's going to win it. I think Sheamus is going to retain, and this is why. I think they will try and build up a triple threat match for the United States Championship title, of course, between Sheamus, Humberto, and Mansoor. Is it Mansoor? Yeah. The guy from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, so basically that is what we will get for the next pay-per-view between these three guys. So I'm going to go with Sheamus. Sheamus will retain. Yeah.
Joe, I'm following suit every time here. I'm also going to go with Sheamus. I just don't see them putting the strap on Humberto Carrillo right now. I don't feel like he has enough to offer, but he's a fantastic wrestler. But
right.
I mean, he's definitely not going to cut a promo. They've never heard him talk, and when he does, it's very, very short. But they could put somebody like Selena Vega with him if they bring her back. So they could have some plans that are quick moving, which would be fantastic if they did that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Sheamus right now. I feel like Sheamus is on a different level.
Right. I think it's good they're pushing Sheamus. It's been a while since he's been in a title, for a while. So it's kind of nice to see him, instead of being the squash match guy and getting beat up all the time. But I think Humberto's going to give him a run for his money. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be like he goes in there and throws him around and pins him and he's done. I think he's worked up to going longer and longer matches with him, and it was just a fluke that the last match they had that he got kind of hurt.
Right.
And so I think that it will be a longer match, unless they're just doing it because, well, he can't really wrestle, so we're just going to do something. But I don't think so. Joe's point about bringing Mansoor into it, considering that he signed with WWE and he's got to do something, and the first person he kind of had altercation with was Sheamus, it kind of makes a lot of sense that they would maybe throw that into some kind of, these guys are fighting for it and everything. Mansoor actually, can cut a promo, and he does talk well and everything like that. We've heard him, and mostly in Saudi Arabia, WWE pay-per-views that we've seen when we've seen him. And he is a huge, huge, huge favorite over there. I mean, he is like the prince of all princes for when it comes to wrestling. Like, he has a huge fan base. And Humberto, unfortunately, again, his first language is Spanish, his second language is English, so he's not going to be able to talk as well as we do get with, like, the Lucha Brothers, like, what's his face, or House Party, Dorado. Mm-hmm. Like we do with Dorado. Dorado can speak English very well. He cuts a promo very nicely, but he also speaks Spanish. So, unfortunately, Humberto is going to have somebody speak for him, and somebody who can speak well. So, I'm going to have to follow suit and play the game of follow the leader, and I'm going to go with Sheamus to continue with the United States Championship for now. So,
awesome.
All right, Joe, your peeps, what do they got?
And talking about you saying Humberto might need someone to help him out with, with the English kind of a promos and all that. Zelina Vega is coming back.
Yes.
You never know. Zelina Vega might be her manager.
Fantastic.
Might be the manager.
Fantastic if they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, going to the comments right here. Let me see. Who we got? Okay. Oh, shout out to you, AEW Peak Fade. Shout out to you. So yes, I'm trying to look for the answers. Ryan right there says Sheamus to win. Another comment coming through right there, of course. Renee Ruff says Sheamus will win also, and VR says Humberto is great, but I think of course Sheamus will retain his title. Another comment of course coming in through right there. Let me see who we got. Okay. I know there's too much kind of other situations, other things people are talking about, but I'm gonna try and look. Okay, Grant Tillman says Humberto for the win. And he says sorry for I'm late. It's all good. I think I'm down on my side because there's other topics people are talking about.
Yeah. That's kind of what we get to.
If Vince was smart, Vince would just have Humberto win this match, and then have him represent the title for a month or two.
I think it would be I think it would be great. It would bring in such a different fan base again.
Well, and it changes the perception that Sheamus is granted a victory. Like, there's no doubt everybody in here is saying Sheamus, right? Like,
right. I mean, yeah.
And it shocks you.
I mean, there's people that want Humberto, and I agree. I want Humberto to win. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like Sheamus. Sheamus is a good wrestler. He's a good character and stuff like that. But yeah, I actually like Humberto Carrillo. Ever since he came on the play, I've liked him. Like, he was like, oh wow, he's really interesting. I like the way he wrestles. He wrestles in the lucha style to a certain degree, but also he's wrestles
taller,
normal.
He's bigger, he's
and
stronger.
he just looks like a wrestler. He looks like he should be there,
right.
And he looks like he could be a champion. But the only downfall is, of course, is that, language barriers and things like that, which suck, and that shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't. But it does happen.
He's handsome. They could go that route too.
Holy crap!
They
try to make like Angel Garza's handsome. Fuck. I really seriously think Humberto's way better looking.
Right, and they could play that. I mean, they don't have to play him as a handsome, but they can put him on the picture of wrestling magazines as a cover man, especially in like a dapper suit or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, anyways.
But Rafi's like Humberto is the Latino Ricochet. And he's going for Sheamus to retain.
Yeah.
And Grant T is in our chat also. Hey Grant T, nice to see you back. And he says Humberto, and sorry I'm late. As Joe said, don't worry about being late. It's fine as long as you're here hanging out with us. All right, that's about it. Rafi just had a comment about Backlash. Going to be the extended third hour of Raw with these dead matchups.
Oh man.
Oh, the harshness.
That's funny.
Harsh. All right, so on that one, is that what we were doing? Okay. All right, so let's go talk about the Smackdown Tag Team Championship. This, of course, is between Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, who are the champions right now, who are the Dirty Dogs, or the Glorious Show-Offs, as we know them, versus Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Barfaroni. All right, how do you feel about this one, Joe? What's your take?
Yo, this is big. You know why? This is big because of father and son. I think if Rey Mysterio and Dominic win these titles from Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, this will be like the first time ever in pro wrestling we get to see a father and a son being a tag team champions. I don't know. It's kind of complicating because I would like to win. I would love to see them win. I would love to see them. Be a father and son team champs. But in another side also, I'm thinking about we got the Usos. The Usos are back. And when they get back together in the same page, they will be taking the SmackDown Tag Team Champs. So I'm kind of confused on this. Is either maybe Dolph Ziggler will retain, then we get to see the Usos take it from Dolph and Robert Roode. See Mysterios get it tomorrow, and they will only stay with the title for a while. And possible, you never know. But I'm going to go with the Mysterios. I want to see at WrestleMania tomorrow, Backlash. I want to see that moment. So I'm going to go with father and son.
So I was going to jump in before you on this one just because I wanted to pick Dominic and Ray, and I didn't want to look like I've been following you the whole time. But definitely going with Ray and Dominic. First ever father-son. They've been hinting at it. They wouldn't have hinted at it if it wasn't a big deal. And so I definitely see that coming.
Yeah. I'm just going to pick Dolph and Robert Roode to continue having the title for now. That's my pick.
This is a short one here.
That was short and sweet.
What your guys got to say in this chat, bud?
Yo, just a moment. I don't know what happened with my screen right here. Crazy. Sorry about that, guys, man. Some things happen. Some things happen. They just happen.
Well, hopefully everybody out there's having a good Saturday so far, or evening, or
I went to your chat, or went to your page, and everything looks like it's fine and working. So.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be reading some comments coming in through. Of course, let me see. Okay, there we go. Let me see. It's only okay. Renee Ruff says Mysterious for the win. The Mysterious for the win. Your boy says Rey Mysterio and Dominic for the win. Brandon Joseph says Mysterious for the win. And of course, still your boy. He's still like, yo, the Mysterious for the win. And right there, of course, and VR right there says Mysterious will win to be the first father-son tag team. Will probably, of course, be a really good match too. Another comment coming through from Ryan also says Rey and Dominic for the win. Brandon Joseph says, I'll stick around. Another comment from Ang right here. Okay, shout out to Ang VR. Still, everybody's saying, you know what? Father and son moment. They want to see that moment. And they say, you know what? Rey and Dominic for the tag team titles.
All right. So the only person in our chat that said anything was Ravi, and he said Dom and Rey defo winning diaper or no diaper.
Diaper dandies.
So if Rey's wearing a diaper or not a diaper, he is definitely going to be winning.
Coming out ahead.
For them. Boo. 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 Okay. All right. So the next one we're going to go over, and I'm going to ask Travis his pick first this time.
Ooh.
We'll shake it up a little bit. Intercontinental Championship. This was a two-way between Apollo Crews and Big E, but now it is a four-way against Apollo Crews, the champion, versus Big E, versus Sami Zayn, versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, I'm not sure why he's in it.
Wait a second. Wait. Is that not happening next week on Friday? Is it for the pay?
Well, it was listed, but maybe it is next week on the pay-per-view.
Did they change it?
On the Friday. I haven't looked at the...
This was on the match card that they had under the CBS Sports as of yesterday afternoon.
Right, so maybe they have switched that. I can look real quick. But yeah, they did advertise it for Smackdown. Let's see.
But it's subject to change, so...
What is this called?
Backlash. So we'll do some
because to be honest, I saw them post on Instagram that is gonna happen next week on Friday.
Right. Oh, that's way too.
On Smackdown.
I have to put WrestleMania Backlash. Is that the newest one?
I don't know.
Most updated?
Okay, so what do we got here? So we got that.
You need to go up. I think you went past some of the other ones. There you go.
Yeah, so maybe they took this...
But I think we can still...
Yeah, I think they took this one off,
yeah.
So let's just bypass this match.
They're like, this is stupid. They're like, we don't want to put
it's
Apollo
not WrestleMania
Crews
worthy. So, anyways, yeah, we'll cross that one off, and we'll go right to Belair and Bayley.
All right, well. Like I said, match card is subject to change.
Ooh.
No go.
So go ahead.
So you want to do Bayley and whatever?
Right. Obviously, these aren't going to be in order. I think they'll book in the show with these two matches. Right. So it's either going to start with the men's triple threat or end with the men's triple threat.
Right. I'll still ask Travis first then. All right, SmackDown Women's Championship between Bianca Belair, the champion, versus Bayley. Travis, Who is your pick on this?
I don't even understand it. I don't. This match makes no sense to me. I think it's because there's just a lack of women on SmackDown. But Bayley already had her 1.5-year run. There's no chance she wins this match. The only way she wins this match is if Bianca Belair, something unfortunate happens to her, like she dies.
Like her hair falls out?
And then there's no way that Bayley wins this match. So Bianca Belair, it's got to be 100 to 1.
Sure. All right, Joe. I have a feeling I know what your pick's going to be too, but go, Joe, go!
Of course. I'm going to agree with Travis 100%. Like, yo, who else are we going to think about it? Of course, it's Bianca. She's going to retain. Bayley has no chance. She's just there, of course, to cover up for the title, at least to be defended on, but she won't win. So, yeah, Travis is right.
Yeah, well, I agree, unfortunately. But I really don't have a horse in the race, so it doesn't really matter to me. But, yeah, I think Bayley's just in there because Sasha's off doing whatever she's doing right now. So they kind of threw Bayley in that place.
They can't have those two wrestling every week. They're gonna have to. There's gonna have to be more talent on SmackDown with women.
They have them.
And
they
Mia
just don't
Yim's on her
use
way. Carmella's already been there.
The problem with it is that they get them and then they fucking put them in a tag team.
Right. Well, because
they have all these single wrestlers.
No.
And then they're like, let's put them in a tag team.
Do that, basically. I'll be honest on that. SmackDown. If you haven't noticed, SmackDown actually loves their superstars. They totally love their superstars.
Right, but you just don't see a lot of singles female wrestlers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're singles women wrestlers. They come in as single women wrestlers. And then they put them in a freaking tag team. And then all of a sudden, they aren't single wrestlers anymore, so nobody goes after the freaking title. It's dumb.
Right.
I don't get it.
We got Carmella, and Mia Yim's going to show up here pretty soon. We might get Becky Lynch here pretty soon. So this could help the division.
I guess. But
anyways, who are you going? Oh, you went with Bianca.
I'll just, I mean, it's unfortunate that that's the only choice you really have. But whatever. Anyways, Joe, what are your people in your chat saying?
Everybody, everybody's going for Bianca Belair, man. People are going crazy. Grant Tillman, Bianca Belair, Renee Ruff. Renee Ruff is like, Bianca Belair for the win. Yo boy, Bianca Belair for the win. Young right there, Young Far right there says, Bianca will definitely win. It only makes sense for Bayley to win. There you go. Everybody's Bianca Belair. Everybody's Bianca Belair for the victory.
Right. That's the same pretty much in our chat. Grant T is also saying in our chat, Bianca. Ravi says, who has the IC title? I can't remember, as Vince has made it so irrelevant. Apollo Crews has the Intercontinental Championship, Ravi, just so you know. And we're not going to be doing anything with that. But anyways.
The commander.
That guy has a very horrible accent. Ravi's like, the S to win because WWE want to push that S bull crap. And Robbie's like, D100% true. It doesn't matter who wins, the pay-per-view is washed up anyway. And we can tell that Robbie is not a fan of WrestleMania Backlash, which is the dumbest name. I don't know why they just didn't keep it Backlash.
I can't wait for WrestleMania Money in the Bank.
Oh, right? Oh, WrestleMania SummerSlam.
Yeah, we are waiting also for WrestleMania.
It's going to be WrestleMania shit all over the place.
Next year it's going to be WrestleMania.
And then they're going to have to be WrestleMania Backlash. WrestleMania and then it's just going to go on and on and on. They're going to add so many WrestleManias to it they aren't going to know what to do with themselves. All right, enough joking about WWE and their weirdness. All right, so we're going to talk about the WWE Championship this time. We'll save the other one for last. We have Bobby Lashley as the champion versus Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman. Again, this was supposed to be a one-on-one match, but of course, they had to throw somebody else in there, which I guess it makes it better. They're like, let's put all three big, huge men in there, bulls, and see what happens. So I guess we'll go back to Joe and say, well, what do you think, Joe? What do you think's going to happen with this? What's your prediction?
Simple as that. I know a lot of people will hate me to say this, but it's a fact, and it's a fact. I don't want to see Drew McIntyre as a champion again right now. Let him get build up again. Try, be that guy. Bobby Lashley is going to retain. I'm going to go with Bobby. Braun Strowman has no chance. He's still not the monster we want to see yet. Drew McIntyre, yes, he's been a champion and he has been on the WWE picture frame for a while right now. So he needs to step aside a little bit and give even at least someone like Braun Strowman to be the one having feuds and a storyline with Bobby Lashley again. That will be incredible. But I'm going to go with Bobby, man. We still have a lot of business to do with Bobby. We still want to see the Hurt Business maybe reunited, to see Cedric Shelton back together, noticing they cannot do without the Hurt Business. So, yes, Bobby, retain.
Vince did him dirty by breaking up the Hurt Business.
I can't believe they did that. It was so stupid.
It completely buried those two, Cedric and
I'm sure there were
Shelton.
A lot of people were angry about it, too.
And they should be, because it was ridiculously storyline. But anyways, back to the match. Bobby Lashley is clearly the best guy in the ring.
Yeah.
Clearly the most entertaining man in the ring.
The best guy to be the champion.
Now, we do have a lot of...
Even though he has no eyebrows, right?
He could always paint him on.
I think he just shaves the whole thing. Or he just nares his whole face. He just nares the whole thing.
He clears the head
it makes
and
me
he
extra
comes again and
slippery.
clears the eyebrows. But
anyways, Bobby Lashley's head and shoulders above everybody else. Braun Strowman's in there, so Drew McIntyre doesn't take a pin. Normally, right? But Drew McIntyre just lost to Braun Strowman the other week. So they don't care if Drew takes a loss.
Right.
So that part threw me off a little bit. So I'm like, well, why would they do that? So, I mean, hypothetically, Braun Strowman could win this by beating Drew. But I just don't see them putting the title on Braun. It'd be a weird thing, but Bobby could get it back at Money in the Bank or something. But anyways, I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley on this one also.
Yeah.
It's just the smart pick.
Right. I mean, it makes the most sense. I mean, I know there's still a lot of Drew fans out there. They liked him as a champion. They want him to continue to be a champion and blah, blah, blah. But like Travis and Joe, I find him boring. Very, very boring as a champion. I mean, and it doesn't mean that you have to be an asshole or a bad guy to be a champion or anything like that, but Bobby does bring a lot more to the table.
He's got MVP, and MVP is fantastic on the microphone.
That's true. And
MVP's like Paul Heyman.
And that's what he needs, which is great. And he does talk sometimes, which is okay that he says stuff every once in a while and everything. Like if he takes care of his own business or whatnot. But, and I'm not saying that Braun doesn't deserve going after a championship, but do I think he's WWE championship worthy? No. I don't.
They could build him that way, but he's not built that way.
The whole train thing has to go.
The running thing it's got to go.
Stupid.
It's geared towards children, and if you're gonna be geared towards the kids,
then you need a live audience to do it.
Yeah.
That's great. If you have a live audience and you're doing that shit and little kids are up front going, oh my god, I love Braun Strowman, he's such a monster, oh my god, it's so amazing. That's great. But with the Thunderdome and the shit they're doing and they're not having a live audience for anything, basically, again, until July or September or next year or whatever they decide to put it off towards because they think they're doing such a great job with their crap with Thunderdome, then, you know what? Then they should get rid of that freaking gimmick. It is so dumb. It makes no sense whatsoever, and it's become such a joke that it's like, seriously, he's doing this crap again? I mean, you almost want to just, like, click the TV off so you don't have to see it.
The worst part about it is when they actually play the train during the match. They'll actually put the train music on as he's running. I don't know if they'll do it on this match, but they do that, and it's like, what?
I know.
But anyways, who do you got?
Anyways, I would rather have Bobby be the champion, so I'm just going to say that he's going to keep it.
So all Bobbies.
Because I would rather see him be the champion. I like Bobby as the champion. I like that he's a jerk. I like that he's an asshole. And he brings character to the freaking championship. As it should. Life has to be pumped into championships.
Yeah, because SummerSlam is coming, SummerSlam is almost here. And I don't think for them making Bobby lose, and maybe they want to give us that huge dream match that we have been asking for. Possible Brock Lesnar returning, having that feud with Bobby.
Please, yes.
Hopefully. Yeah, so they will try and build him also as badass, as a beast of his himself, and maybe they will start calling him MVP. Might start at the end of the day say, you know what, this is the Almighty, the Beast, the Monster, and all the kind of words, trying to imitate Brock Lesnar and all that, you know, to try and bring that storyline together.
Yep. That's
Never know.
Yeah. And they might do it. You never know. They might listen to their fans. Ha ha. Right. All right, Joe. What's your peeps saying?
Yes, the comment section right here. Let me see who we got. Okay. Wait a second. Where did I stop? Okay. I can see a lot coming from Owens. Hey, Owens right here says Bobby Lashley for the win. Brandon Johnson, saying Fatal 4-Way is next week. Okay. And right there, VR says it is better that they add, of course, Braun Strowman, because we have already seen, of course, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre too many times. And they're going to be coming through right there, of course. Sandy Kumar says Drew McIntyre wins again, but Jinder Mahal interferes in this match. And they're going to be coming from Ang VR says Bobby should win. Yeah, it might be true. Yeah, it might be true. It might be true. And VR says Bobby should win though. Another comment coming through from Marina says Drew McIntyre for the win. Sandy Kumari calling my name. Joe, Drew will win the match, but Jinder Mahal interferes in the match. Okay, I've noticed it. Shout out to you, Sandy Kumar. Nice one. Basketball right here. The Bulls. Okay, we haven't reached yet on Roman Reigns match. We're gonna finish with that one. Something big will happen. Let me see. Isaac says hi. Hey, Isaac. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done now.
So, the only person in our chat is Robbie. Oh, he's such a good fan. Love him. Anyways, he says he's going with Bobby to retain. That he will retain it. So that's all we got on that one. I was going to comment how the person said that Drew will win and then Jinder Mahal will interfere. We also have the two Retribution guys, by the way.
Yeah,
that have been actively screwing over Drew for a while. So, I mean, I don't know if they're paid off by MVP or whatever.
Mason T-Bar are going to beat him up.
But there's always that possibility, too, that those guys could come into play in that whole feuding issue they're having. And the only reason why is because of it being a three-way. That's the only reason why I could say that could happen. But anyways, that's when they were saying interfering, I was like, oh, what about those guys? Those guys could totally come in there and, do someone dirty.
Yes, absolutely.
But, okay. All right, so on to what will possibly either be the start of the show or the grand finale.
The denouement.
The main event, which is, of course, the Universal Championship between everybody's, tribal chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns, the champion of the world, versus Cesaro. And I'm pretty sure I know what everybody's going to pick, but all right, Joe. Give us all your wisdom and takes on this.
Just like you said, man, when it comes to Roman Reigns, when it comes to the main event about Roman, there's nothing else we can talk about. Simple thing is Roman Reigns is taking the title all the way to WrestleMania or even SummerSlam. This guy is going to hold that title for a while. Like he said yesterday on Friday Night Smackdown, WWE doesn't want Cesaro to be on top of the game, on top of him. Fox themselves, they won't allow Cesaro to win the title. The fans wouldn't love that, even though they are like, boo, Romans, boo. But they still watch the show because of Roman Reigns.
They're like, we want to see him get beat up.
Very simple. Very simple. This one is a no-brainer. This is almost as easy to predict as Bianca Belair and Bayley. Now, Cesaro's going to have him, and the Usos are going to get involved probably. There's going to be some contention. It's going to look like Cesaro's going to do it, but somehow Reigns is going to pull this out. Like, Reigns is winning this match, but they're going to make it look nice. They're going to make it look good.
Well, they have to, right? They can't technically do Cesaro dirty because Cesaro is a good wrestler.
Right.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
And he just signed a big contract
and
with him.
he does deserve a title at some point. I'm not saying maybe this title, but he does deserve titles.
No,
He's,
nothing wrong with
He
Cesaro.
can talk. He can cut a promo. He's done really good. He's a great wrestler. He looks good out there. I mean, you know, he's kind of separated himself from Shinsuke, and they had that group with him and Sami Zayn and stuff like that for a long time, and he's always been kind of in a tag team. It's kind of nice to see him being a singles wrestler again. But
Head of the table, tribal chief, big dog, whatever you want to call him, main event.
Poop face.
Highest rated wrestling show.
Yeah.
He starts the show, he ends the show every Friday.
I'm so
and
sick of
it
seeing him.
has the highest ratings of any wrestling show in the world.
If I could not watch it, I would.
SmackDown has been killing it, brother. It has been killing it with ratings. Like, yo, there's no pro wrestling company in the world. Name all of them. There's no one gonna beat SmackDown with the ratings.
Nobody can
no
touch
one. I'm telling you. Even if AEW signs Brock Lesnar, they will still not hit that rating. I'm telling you. It's a fact. Trust me. Listen to this. If they sign Brock Lesnar, I know Brock Lesnar is a big deal, but yo, they will not get those.
They would
views.
need more than just Brock. They'd have to sign 2 or 3 top guys to compete. But anyways, that's not happening. Vince has deeper
Maybe
pockets
Brock and John Cena,
than
then
Khan
they
when
can
it comes
hit
to
that
wrestling. But
Well, when it comes to Brock, there's no way he's going to go to AEW. I don't care what anybody says.
however much...
I bet that guy would not even bother if WWE was like, yeah, we don't want to see you back. I bet you anything he would just retire and just go off and do something else with his life. I just don't see him being like,
He's already
I'm
made
going to
his
show
movie.
you, I'm going to go to AEW. You know what I mean? Like,
You can imagine Brock Lesnar going to AEW, and you know he's gonna get a lot of money than any wrestler in that company, because they might just for show off, just Brock Lesnar to show off on the screen of TNT, AEW Dynamite, $5 million already.
It doubles their fans.
$1 million.
yeah, but
It would take them from 1 million to 2 million.
Like, yo.
right, but I don't know. I just don't
True.
see him doing it.
It's not going to happen.
really don't.
I don't see it happening.
I don't see him making that choice.
However much money they offer him, Vince has more.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't matter.
And I think that with Vince and Brock, by the way, I'll just make my pick. It's probably going to be Roman. I would rather see Cesaro win it, but it'll be Roman. Because they're so far up his butthole. Anyways, but I mean, with the whole Brock thing, it doesn't make any sense. No matter what. I mean, Vince may not like Brock, you know, in some ways. I'm sure Brock's an asshole, but so is Vince. So they're kind of both assholes at the same time. But I think it's just a mutual respect at this point in time for them. So there's
Any
just
surprises?
no way that
We'll have
that
surprises in this.
that they would do that. I'll have Joe talk about his people, what his people say first, and then we can talk about surprises. So go ahead, Joe. What's your people saying about that Roman Reigns Cesaro match?
Another comment coming through. Let me see. Okay, there was so many comments coming in through. Okay. Javen right here says Roman for the win. Grant Tillman says Cesaro for the win. Javen also says Grant Tillman, Roman is for the win, bro. Sandy Kumar says maybe last Backlash, Jinder Mahal win the title. Grant Tillman says Javen, you are wrong. Javen says Joe over here dancing more. And of course, another comment coming through from Tony says no, Cesaro for the win. Sandy Kumar says, I love Roman, new theme song is so impressive. Ang VR says, I would love Cesaro to win, but of course, title changing Backlash isn't very fantastic. Realistic, I mean. Another comment coming through, of course, let me see who we got. Tony says, Jesus, am I the only one who thinks Jimmy will make Roman lose? I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, actually. You're gonna let me see who's with me. Okay, I think those are the people there, right? There says.
All right. Well, nobody in our chat has said anything.
Yeah, I think I'm down right there.
Nobody has any comments about this match in our chat. They're like, we're asleep.
Well,
our fan base is off doing other things today.
anyways,
What happened? What happened?
People are out and about doing stuff, I'm sure. But anyways, yeah, the Jimmy Uso thing, I feel like Jimmy and Jay are going to hook back up. They're either going to turn on Roman or they're going to join Roman. And it would make a lot more sense if they join Roman, beat up Cesaro, and then...
So they get back together as a unit, and they help him out because somehow Jimmy's like, oh, all right, dude, I see what you're saying. I should totally be part of the family. Right. And he's like, all right. But he did talk about it. We have heard him talk to Jay about going after the tag team titles. So it's not like it's not something that he doesn't want to do. He's like, I want to be a team again. We're a tag team. You know, we need to go after the titles. I mean, they literally had the conversation on the show last week.
If they break up, where does it go? Not the Usos, because the Usos would stay together, I would assume. So if they break up, so the Usos going to wrestle Roman Reigns in a handicap match?
Like all of a sudden, they're like, we hate you.
I don't understand where the story goes.
Well, especially if he's still going to be the head of the table and the whole family stuff and the tribal chief thing and everything like this and stuff. I mean, in all reality, they almost need to like start including like the other family members that we all know are their family members, and they talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
Tamina, Naya. I mean, they're all family. They're related. They're cousins. Blah 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 blah. You know, all that stuff. Why not? So, I mean, besides that, maybe being a surprise of what happens between Jimmy and Jay. Are there any other surprises that you think is going to happen? Don't ask me because I don't know.
We could definitely see Mia Yim. We could definitely see Becky Lynch.
You think we're going to see, like, surprise entrances? Surprise people coming back?
Yeah, they just show up after the match. So say Bianca, has an easy time with Bayley or whatever.
Oh, and then she has to have somebody else be her.
Her music starts up, and then all of a sudden you look up and there's the man at the top of the stairs, which sets it up for Money in the Bank, pushing it into SummerSlam.
Guys, we're going to get you. Okay, there you go.
What do you think, Joe? What do you think about that? Like, we were just talking about surprises and people, other wrestlers showing up to make a surprise entrance or things that could happen in the matches that you think is going to happen, besides, like, the Mansoor thing with What's Their Faces.
Honestly, to be honest, let me tell you something. To be honest, I think, or should I say, I feel like Jimmy Uso at some point will come out during. I'm not quite sure about the surprises, but I'm going to talk about what we expect, what we're going to be expecting to see during the match of Roman and Cesaro. Forgive me, let me talk about that a little bit. Jimmy is going to try and, look like he wants to help Cesaro win. But Cesaro wouldn't take like Jimmy wants to help him. Cesaro will think Jimmy wants to beat him up. And so that will end up like, Cesaro attacking on Jimmy. Jimmy now gets offended. And Jimmy, he's going to just like, okay, I'm trying to help you. You don't want to see that. And that's where we get to see Jimmy now falls in line. He's going to fall in line. I think tomorrow night is the moment we get to see Jimmy Uso now be part of Roman Reigns' tribal chief head of the table kind of a faction.
His little
groupies.
They're going to be his groupies.
And I would like to see Jinder Mahal show up tonight. I would like to see Jinder Mahal get inserted.
Yeah, I would love to see also Jinder Mahal.
Ooh, maybe the Sheamus Humberto one or something like that. Not just Mansoor, but maybe even him into that one. Or is that the right one? Is he on that one or is he on a different one? Is he on a different show?
They're on Raw.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if he was on Raw too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would like to see him obviously attack Drew. But he wouldn't need to attack Drew. You know what I was thinking?
Oh my God, that would be hilarious because they're part of the 3-man band.
Right, and that's what people are going to want them to see. Those two giants wrestle each other.
Rawr! I hate you, dude. I hated you.
My only problem with that is I would not want to see Drew McIntyre win that. I really do love Jinder Mahal. He's one of my favorites.
I like Jinder Mahal too. He's a pretty cool guy, I suppose. Anyways, we did have some latecomers in our chat saying that they are going with But Grant T's going with Cesaro. I think you had him in your chat too, Joe. And then Ravi says he can't see Swiss Tony winning unless one of the Uso merchants turns on Roman. So basically he's saying Roman's going to retain, which is a very predictable and I would say smart way to go about it, I guess. If you're trying to get points with your predictions, it's definitely going to be that. But so other than that, you guys don't think there's going to be other like changes or whatever?
Right. No, I
excitement.
I just don't see any surprises. Maybe Humberto Carrillo winning, which would be fantastic as a surprise victory.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird though, right?
Bayley wins the title on a fluke roll-up. And then SmackDown burns down.
The world riots. The wrestling world goes insane. They won't ever watch it again. I love that. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
I'm never watching it again if so-and-so wins. And then it's like, bitch, you were back the next day.
I'm not going to watch wrestling again for 24 hours.
Never, I don't even care. I'm not looking, and I'm not going to pay attention. All right. Anyways, so that's all the matches as of right now. But of course, the card's subject to change, like what we learned today. That they were going to have that match with those guys, and then maybe because they made it a four-way, they decided to change it. The Intercontinental Championship.
And they wanted probably to make something for.
And they're like, we don't
Smackdown.
want all of you on pay-per-view. Barf. Like, ugh, seriously. I'm just kidding. You're not all pay-per-view worthy. That's mean.
They're all pay-per-view worthy.
They're like, ew, Sami Zayn, pay-per-views.
Fidel
Dude,
Castro.
you are not pay-per-view worthy right now. It's a conspiracy against him. Sorry. All right,
we saw
so.
the documentary.
I know, right? I mean, it's totally all against him.
The cards are all stacked against Sammy constantly.
Constantly. Oh,
he can't get a fair shake.
I totally can't. All right, Joe. Any more comments from your people? You want to read some of your chats? They excited?
I can see Tony on the comment section right there. Tony says, okay, Joe, that theory actually makes sense. I think Cesaro versus Roman will be like, of course, the second match of the card, and Jimmy will help Roman, and then Jimmy and Jay can, of course, interrupt Ray and Dominic when they win. I don't know, also makes sense. But, yo, I think tomorrow is going to be an awesome show. I feel like WrestleMania Backlash is gonna have a great matches, because the way we've already seen the matches being put there together, it's gonna be absolutely awesome. I don't know what Wrestling Gap. What do you think about that? How do you see the show WrestleMania Backlash being?
I'm excited to see it. I mean, the matches look WrestleMania worthy, in my opinion. I know that a lot of people said that they weren't, but
I think only one person.
But to me, it looked like a great show. I mean, I don't
mean,
like the
matches
Bayley.
Are good.
The Bayley part doesn't make any sense because there's no chance she can win, and I don't like that. I don't like that. There's no possibility that they can win.
Yeah, well, I guess they just have to have a bully, and she has to be the bully, right?
Right.
And she makes the best sense because at this point, she's the only bad guy single wrestler woman that is there.
Right.
I mean, at this point. I guess the only other thing they could maybe, I don't know if they're planning on having an Eva Marie sighting.
Ooh.
They could probably maybe do something like that.
I'm always okay for an Eva Marie sighting, but I don't know where they would put her in.
I mean, they could just have another promo from her.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Not necessarily like, you know what I mean? Like not a, oh, there she is kind of thing, but another sneak peek of her.
Join us tomorrow on Raw for the Evolution.
Right? The evolution's happening.
The Evolution.
But my question still stands: is Eva Marie coming to do some modeling for us, or is she coming to fight?
She's going to be doing both. Obviously, I think I look at her as an uber heel, so she's going to be like the beauty that's going to be evil, but she's going to do it with, like, you're going to see her wrestle like Rhea Ripley, and you're going to be like, Vince is going to put the fucking title on Eva Marie, because she's going to have so much heat. And you're going to have those types of matches, and then she's going to end up losing, but it's going to look like she's going to win. Like, there's even going to be cheating at the end. Like, it's gonna be over, and all of a sudden Rhea, or whoever it is, Asuka, Charlotte, whoever the champion is. I mean,
Right.
that's the type of character I see her being.
Mm-hmm.
Is the type that you're just like, please don't let her win. And she's not going to, but it's gonna look like she's going to. That's the character I see her.
Right. And I think she can pull it off better than Carmella. But Carmella just can't pull that off. Like, I think they tried with this, like, revamping of her character and stuff, but...
I think Carmella's a lot more athletic than she is.
Right.
Than Eva. Both are beauties or whatever, They're on different shows, so it doesn't really matter. But if they were on the same show, you could see those two being together also, so...
Right. True. That's true.
The evolution. But yeah, she's coming to kick ass. And look good doing it. And look really good doing it.
Oh, yes, totally.
The problem is they also have Alexa.
So there's a question here. There's a question here, guys. Javid is asking, right or wrong, SmackDown thrives on Roman Reigns. Is that true? Does SmackDown thrives on Roman Reigns?
Absolutely.
What do you think, guys?
100%. Roman Reigns starts the show, he ends the show 90% of the time. If he doesn't start it, he's throughout it. If he's not in the first segment, he's at least in it 3 or 4 times, or Paul Heyman, right? Doing interviews, and then at the end, it's always Roman. And when I say it's always Roman, Roman is Jey Uso. Roman is Jimmy Uso. Because they're only in those main event roles because of the Roman Reigns storyline.
Right. Otherwise, they'd be just as down on the totem pole.
But I think Bianca Belair deserves some credit, right? She's carrying some of the load. She doesn't have to carry a lot of it, but she's carrying some of it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some good guys on SmackDown. I mean, if you just look at SmackDown, there's some really good wrestlers there on their own, but they get overshadowed by the Roman thing. But I mean, we had Daniel Bryan for a while. People like him. We have Big E. Obviously, a lot of people like Big E. But you have Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is a star.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he's like this weird mid-card star, but he was just in a huge Roman Reigns feud. Like, he is a top guy. You just can't have your top guys always be at the top. And so they just kind of circle back around.
And it's not a rotation
and by the way, don't forget, they have the Kingslayer and the Beast Slayer. And you don't even think about it, right? Like, we don't even think about Seth, the Monday Night Messiah, all that stuff. And he's like one of the biggest stars in WWE. He's probably one of the highest paid guys in WWE. And he's just somewhere floating around. And so, at some point, he's going to be back on top, too. So SmackDown has the talent.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Roman, they are just really
It's almost like they don't have enough slots for their people.
Right. Well, because it's a 2-hour show.
Right. Well, and I wouldn't want them to make it longer, but I'm saying, like, they just don't have enough slots to put their people into this. And so they're trying to work out, and I think that's why, and the last couple of weeks they've had a lot more recaps than they normally do, but that might be because of pay-per-view stuff, but most of the time they don't really do recaps, and like...
I noticed a lot of recaps on Friday.
Yeah, there was a lot this Friday, there was a lot last Friday, and I think it's like, okay, well, we don't care about your recaps. I mean, it's great if you want to show us a quick 30-second thing or something, fine. But I want to see the wrestling, so you better be watching things to see, the Street Profits again. And I mean, because they're still there.
I forgot about the
Street
Profits.
Where are they?
Right? And you've got top tag teams with the Usos, the Street Profits, the Glorious Show-Offs. You've got the Mysterios. You've got the Alpha Academy. SmackDown's stacked with tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So, I mean, that title could be switched around multiple times to different groups, and
don't forget about the King.
And it wouldn't take their relevancy away from it, and Corbin has all of a sudden started having better matches. And not because the people he's up against are blah, it's because,
he just beat Nakamura last night.
Yo, which King are you guys talking about? We only have one king. Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
Mr. Corbin.
I don't know Baron Corbin. He ain't he's not that. Shinsuke is my king.
I think the reason why they downplayed Corbin so much is because of Roman. I think they took a sidestep away from that stuff and started playing Roman stuff and like this.
I mean, King
like
Corbin
that.
went over to Raw for a while and dominated over there and came back.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't dominate, but he should have.
But I'm glad that he's back to having matches that are relevant though, because he is a good wrestler. There's nothing wrong. Just because you hate him doesn't mean he's not a good wrestler.
He is one of the best. He's one of the best, no doubt about it. Baron Corbin, he is good at mic skills. He is a great heel. He is one of the best in-ring, performance and all that. But
exactly.
I just hate him personally.
I get it.
But he is gifted. He is amazing.
I get it. I have the same problem. Like, I sit there and I don't like a lot of wrestlers, and it's not because I don't think they have talent. Some of them I don't think they really are very good at their jobs. But most of the time, it's just I just don't like them. Like, I just don't like them. Like, it has nothing to do with the fact of their characters, or I just don't like them.
The fact is that the WWE has to make everybody a character, but not only that, they have to have... You can't have just matches. There has to be storylines. And if they would change that, if you could somehow manipulate it to where the matches mattered, like tournaments...
Right. Like,
the matches mattered just because they matter, not because... the characters match or the stories have to line up, that they are like a ranking system. That's AEW has a pass, so they can have any two wrestlers wrestle at any night and just say it's for a number one contendership
or something,
or you're going to move up in the ratings. There doesn't have to be a storyline, but in WWE they don't have that, so they have to make everything a story. Everything, even the Angel Garza and Drew Gulak stuff. Mm-hmm. There has to be a story backstage before they even came out to the ring, even though nobody cares that he's going to shove a flower up his ass or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't matter. They had to build a story before they came out so you knew what was happening. But you don't have to have that. Like, if WWE would just get away from that.
And sometimes
and just allow matches to happen without any storyline, I think that would help the shows move along.
Yeah.
And longer matches, better... The matches don't have to be better, they just have to be longer. You can't have 7 matches in a 3-hour show that are 3 minutes long.
And make it worthwhile of actually being a fan of it.
You get 2 10-minute matches on Raw in 3 hours.
Yeah.
180 minutes. You get 3 10-minute matches, 2 10-minute matches, and then you get a bunch of 3-minute matches. Not a bunch. You get like 4 3-minute matches. And then you got commercials in there, obviously, to pay the bills. And then the rest is recaps, talking, and promos.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not enough wrestling.
Not when you're a wrestling
I'm done.
show.
I'm coming off my soapbox. Calm down.
Off the soapbox. All right. Well, I don't know, Joe. You got anything else to add?
I'm great, but let's talk about something last thing before I go. I have a stream later on. Of course, to the Impact fans who like Impact, I'll be live for Impact tonight, so stay tuned. So last thing, Wrestling Gap, let's talk about this. I can see there's a comment, a very, very interesting comment I saw from Daryl right there, shout out to you one more time. Daryl says, how will things turn out if Seth freaking Rollins, of course, and Roman Reigns had to feud at this stage, at this particular time of stage? What do you guys think about that one?
Roman is the hottest thing in wrestling right now. And I don't see anybody beating him except for if they bring somebody. So if they shake it up, right? Like if they bring a superstar shake up. Mm-hmm. So somebody comes over from Raw, or like The Fiend or something like along those lines, or they sign a Brock Lesnar. But Seth right now, I just don't see it. Now, they have months to build it up. So say Seth wins Money in the Bank, and then Seth cashes it in later on or something. But that wouldn't be in a match. They wouldn't do a one-on-one match. But
right.
So,
and, I mean, I don't feel... I mean, okay, just from what I've seen, like, okay, so Seth kind of was down there with Roman, and he kind of was backstage. But in all reality, he was, like, telling Roman to, like, get your fucking nose out of my business. Mm-hmm. Like, you stay in your fucking part of the playground, and I'll stay in my part of the playground, and we'll cohesively just be together.
Offended.
He wasn't offended. So Roman didn't, because Seth isn't, he's not going to, at this point, they're not going to have Seth bow down to him. I mean, they've made Seth a character that doesn't bow down to anybody. He's he's the Messiah or whatever, and he's still continuing with that character and stuff like that. So I just don't see them trying to make a feud between Seth and Roman, like, ever.
Especially ever. No, they'll.
Like,
fight.
I mean, for the whole
wrestle.
championship, like Roman having the championship, I just don't think that they would.
Seth would have to turn to a face.
And I just don't think that while Roman's a champion, that they will have Seth go in that direction.
They have to have the two uber heels, and it just doesn't work right now, and that's fine. It's not supposed to. And when the Superstar shakeup comes, I'm sure they'll switch brands anyways. So.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
To be honest, I think we might end up having at SummerSlam Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins, where WWE will play a lot of mind games to the wrestling fans. People will believe that Seth is going to be the guy to take now the title away from Roman. Like, this has been the time, this has been the chance or the moment everybody's been waiting for to see who will dethrone Roman Reigns. And people will be like, Seth is going to be the guy. I'm just saying, maybe if it happens at SummerSlam, if that match happens. And when people have their 99% accuracy about Seth freaking Rollins taking the title away from Roman Reigns, then they will still get another shock to their faces, Roman retaining. So they'll be asking themselves that if Seth couldn't beat Roman, then who can? Who can?
Right? Yeah. I mean, I could totally see that.
Johnny Gargano's
going to do it. Adam Cole. I think they should have
They're
Adam
going to
Cole
bring in
do
the little guys from NXT.
Adam Cole's going to be your winner.
They're going to bring in the Lollipop Guild from NXT.
The only guy I can see if they bring to the big branch to face Roman, let me be honest, Walter, the NXT UK champion. If they bring that dude to face Roman, trust me, Roman is out.
I'm okay with some of those guys. I mean, I still don't see them winning. But
right. You might be able to do a Karrion Kross kind
comes
of
up
thing or something like that too. But yeah, they don't really have a guy that could.
The NXT is filled with a bunch of
mediocre.
When Triple H was building it, he did bring in some small or big guys, but most of them are the small guys. You've got your Adam Coles and your Tommaso Ciampas and your Pete Dunnes or what? Yeah, Dunn. Johnny Gargano, all these guys.
And we
Kyle
also
O'Reilly.
Leon Ruff, don't forget about Leon
Ruff. All these guys are
tiny.
Under 6 foot, and they're all under 200 pounds.
They're
not coming up and taking Roman out. They're not coming up and taking Bobby, Drew, the Monster. They're not if they come up to the main roster, because I hear it all the time, they're mid-carders at best when they get up there.
Yep.
I mean, you might get it. Adam Cole might have a little bit more to offer than the rest of them, but he's still not going to be better than Finn Balor was when Finn Balor was on the main roster.
Right.
Although Finn Balor did win the Universal Championship on the main roster, he just had to forfeit it, and then they just canceled that storyline. So he never got it back. That was the end of it.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
I don't know why I'm dogging on NXT all of a sudden, but that's not my point. My point is
NXT
nobody
is
NXT
in
NXT.
It's great. You're bringing up the points. You're bringing up the points, which is good. You have to mention, even if it's Impact.
Right.
Mention.
I mean, it's true though. I mean, like NXT is good where it's at and what it does, and the people that they bring up, I think, are very specifically picked and groomed for that. And a lot of the guys just aren't up to par.
Right. I guess they could bring up Raquel Gonzalez. She could beat Roman, maybe.
Yeah, they could do her.
She's a monster.
They could definitely do
Raquel, the head of the table.
Raquel Gonzalez, have her up there, and then have like Angel Garza and Roberto Carrillo be in her stable. She could be the bitch madam of the whole. I'm just kidding. All right.
Okay, our fantasy stuff's over.
All right, we're done. Anyways, all right. So we don't really have a lot of other stuff in our chat. We just have Aaron out there talking about some stuff. If you want to know the predictions, Aaron, you're just going to have to rewatch the video. Sorry, buddy. And for Robbie, he's just saying that, Backlash is just going to be another 3-hour Raw. So.
Yeah, but without recaps and without commercials.
Recaps and commercials. Oh, no, there'll be commercials. Peacock does give us commercials.
Yeah.
Even though they said they wouldn't.
They do me so wrong with commercials. 4 a.m. They're showing me food. They're showing me Subway or Papa John's pizza. And they make me hungry. I hate the commercials. Literally.
They're like, do you want food? Yes, I fucking want food. You bastards.
It's all about food.
How dare you? I'm not sure I want to eat it for breakfast, but...
All right, well, let's call it a night, guys. This is a fantastic thing. We should probably start doing more of these besides just prediction shows, because it's fun to sit around and talk wrestling, but...
Right. All right, Joe. Well, I guess we're done on our side. We'll let you any more of your chats and stuff like that, and we'll sign off too.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say sorry to my chat people for tonight. I'm not gonna read all the chats, basically because I want to keep the strength for Impact tonight. I want to have that strength going on. So I'll be live for Impact. If you're an Impact fan, make sure subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, turn on notification bells. I'll be live tonight for Impact. Of course, Under Siege. It's the, I don't know if it's a pay-per-view or should I call it just a normal kind of a thing, event going on for Impact. And also, guys, I want to thank Wrestling Up. Yes, this guy's up here. I want to thank these guys, Wrestling Up, great streamers. They're always live every Monday for Raw, every Wednesday for AEW, and also every Friday for Smackdown Live. And also all pay-per-views, of course, like tomorrow they'll also be live for WrestleMania Backlash. So make sure go show your support right here. Of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, man. We are trying to make them reach 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, man, we can make that happen. Let's make that happen. And yeah,
91 people.
Yeah, man. Yo, like
billions.
1,000.
But anyways, we appreciate you, Joe. We really do. We appreciate your fans, and we appreciate your time when we do these prediction shows. Yes. We really do. We appreciate you
a lot. So, yeah, so if you are in our chat and you haven't been over to Joe the Best Wrestling, you better get over there and give him a thumbs up and, of course, subscribe to his channel, too, because he is awesome. And he covers a lot of stuff that we don't. He does do NXT, and he does a lot of Impact stuff where we don't. So, he is your guy if you want to watch those.
And Joe, you are doing Impact. You are not doing the UFC pay-per-view tonight?
No. I'm gonna do Impact. Basically, I always choose my pay-per-views, my streams. If I check like this UFC, and basically I don't know who are fighting. For me, if I don't know these guys, I won't do it. So I'd rather do something that I know how to talk about and know bad stuff about.
Khabib, the Russian warrior, he retired at 155, and tonight the main event is for his
open title,
vacant championship.
Yeah, so. That vacant championship. So everybody kind of doesn't really know the guys.
Well, they know them.
I mean, they know them, but they aren't.
They're the number 1 and number 2 ranked guys.
Yeah, it's not some champion taking a championship away from somebody else or something.
There will be a champion after tonight, but there is no champion at 155 right now.
But there could be broken legs or arms or all that fun stuff.
It always happens on UFC. Yeah. Blood is a must.
All right, guys, we do appreciate you. Thank you so much, Joe. We're going to take off. We appreciate everybody at home.
Yes.
And we will see you tomorrow night. And, Joe, I will talk to you in a little while.
Yes. See you tomorrow for WrestleMania Backlash, guys.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Joe the Best is signing out. And, of course, Joe the Best.